So you're solo queuing in Counter-Strike 2 and wondering what do you need to do in order to actually start winning games. Guys, it is not that complicated. I'm going to teach you what was successful for me to go from being a face-it noob to being one of the best players here in North America. Solo queuing is rolling the dice. It is difficult, but if we're going to do it, we might as well give ourselves the best chance possible at winning. So hit the subscribe button, leave a comment on this video, share this with your friend, and maybe you don't have friends because you're solo queuing. And let's hop right into it. So the first thing that you guys need to understand is your most valuable asset as a solo queuer is your communication to your teammates. You're not playing with your friends, you're not playing with people you know. So one thing that I try to do, and it has varying levels of success, yes, this community can be pretty toxic, is when I get into a game and it's knife round on Face It, or if it's a premier match, it's pistol round, whatever it is, I'm going to say, hey guys, how are you doing today? And I'll get a read, I'll get a feel of how these players are. Are they emo players? Are they very outgoing players? Are they funny? Are they miserable? And based on some sort of response that they give me or lack of response, I will make some sort of humor with it. Now, I'm not trying to be overly cringe. I'm not trying to be overly, outgoing at them. It's just a genuine question. Hey guys, how you doing today? If they don't respond to you, if they don't do anything, don't take offense to it. Don't take it personally, but just work with what you get. It's a good way for me to understand who has a mic. And also, it gets people talking most of the time. It gets people communicating because they're like, oh, okay, cool, this guy's here. Now, yes, sometimes you're just going to get some toxic AF responses, all kinds of stuff like this, but it also gives me kind of like a mental cue as to maybe this is somebody that I need to mute. Because guys, I know it's almost 2 minutes in, we haven't even talked about gameplay yet, but this is so important. If I notice that somebody is overly toxic or just not someone that is going to be beneficial for me to listen and hear them, I will mute them. So, Ba Azul is running their mouth, being toxic, just flaming everybody. Cool. Now I've already muted them from round 2. It wasn't even something that I need to wait for. So I've noticed that muting these players and, as mean as it can be, as toxic, it's your only way to combat this type of negativity. You can't do anything about it. So just mute them and move on. The more you sit there and dwell on it, the more you sit there and let them affect the overall mood that you have, the worse it's going to be for you this game, the next game, and the game after. So that's the first tip. I'm going to give you guys gameplay tips on how we are actually going to dominate for ourselves, but I had to intro with that. First, I have to give you a message from the sponsor of today's video now.
Thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Skins Monkey. They are one of the greatest and easiest to use CS2 trading sites out there. You can swap out the skins you do not like for brand new ones that are so much more fresh. Even skins that are trade locked can be secured by adding them to your backpack. The greatest thing about the site is that you can buy skins for so much cheaper with a 35% deposit bonus when you use my code, CoJo. Make sure to check out the freebie section where you can get a free skin just by completing tasks. On top of the bonuses, you also get a $5 bonus when clicking the link in the description.
All right, guys. So now that we got that out of the way, what we need to do when we are actually playing this game is understand that we have to be so unbelievably self-sufficient. The biggest mistake players make in these solo queue lobbies is they sit there and they expect their teammates to do everything. You have the wrong attitude and the wrong mindset. You inherently need to be a selfish player, but not in a way that's going to hurt your team, in a way that's going to be beneficial. So what does that mean? We need to develop and build plays that are for us. If I'm the window player in Mirage and I'm sitting there and just playing standard, right? Getting smoked out, shoot, do my thing. And then I don't rotate and I just sit here and hold the window smoke the whole round. Oh, they're doing this. And then I complain when my B players are getting ran over. I complain when the A players are getting hit every round. Well, what am I doing, right? Like I need to be more self-sufficient. So you have to have an unbelievable read on the game if you want to win as a solo queue. Again, you're rolling the dice. So one thing that I found is very beneficial for this is developing aggressive plays. Now here on Mirage, I did just do a video on plays that you can make. I would strongly recommend watching that video. But that means, like, if I'm the window player, some rounds I'm pushing underpass and I'm saying, in spawn when I'm making this play, I'm saying, hey guys, can one or two of you push your B apps? And if they don't do it, oh well. But a lot of times they actually will do it, especially if you have given them the confidence to believe in what you're saying. So do this underpass flash, push through here. Maybe I kill people, maybe no one's there, maybe they kill me. But then if I can communicate with my teammate, he can, push through B as well and hopefully trade me. Regardless, we are doing some sort of proactive play, because when you are solo queuing, if you are constantly playing passive, constantly just rotating around to where the play is going, you are going to completely lose. You have to build plays that are going to help you get openings and picks. And guys, in Pugs and Premier, it's not that hard. It's genuinely not that hard. You just got to get really good with your positioning. One play that I'll go for specifically is, you know, I'll have the op and I'll go here and then watch. I'll fail this now that I'm talking. What did I say? And when I'm not talking and I'm focusing, I'll jump up here and do this Monacy pick where I come out here and jump from catwalk. Again, I'm going to communicate that to my team early round. I'm going to do that, but it's a great way to get an opening pick, a great way to surprise the other team. And just all around very, very nice. So don't be the player that sits there and goes, dude, my teammates are just losing B side every round. If you're the A player and your teammates are losing B side every round, why are you not just mollying ramp, coming through here, nading behind it, boom, and just taking the early A ramp fight? If you die, you die. At least you died on your terms. But what's going to happen a lot of times is if they're bullying B, they're pretty much leaving A. And I say this because I do this in my pugs all the time. And you know, you've got this early flank and I can tell my team, hey guys, get ready. It's going to be B. It's going to be B or mid, right? So why are you not taking the initiative and doing that? And again, I'll reiterate it. If you die, at least you died on your own terms. And this is the selfishness I'm talking about. Does it suck for the rest of the team if you make that risk and die? Of course it does. But at least you can sit there and look at your elo and be like, man, you know, I gave it my best bet. If people are getting toxic, if they're yelling, if they're angry at you, it's totally on them. You don't need to let that impact you. If someone's just screaming at me for no reason and stuff, I just mute them, right? It's just like, hey, this guy's an idiot and he's screaming at me. Like, let's just mute him and move on. So I think it's so unbelievably important. But those aggressive plays honestly are going to carry you a lot through these solo queue games. Also, going back to the initial point I made, when I'm playing the first rounds, I'm trying to see who's competent, who's not competent, so that I can start building plays with them in spawn. So it's like, oh, Bot Opie over here, he is really confident. And so I'm going to sit there and be like, hey, Bot Opie, let's go ahead and do this play together. Or Bot Opie, play my position while I go for a B pick or a B push real quick, right? Just, you know, utilizing people inside your games that are competent like this is everything when you're trying to solo queue. Now, on T side or CT side, the thing that you have to realize in these games, and sorry guys, I don't know what's going on. You have to be able to use your utility. If you are the player that is solo queuing and you don't have any utility to set yourself up, how do you expect to win, right? Like, you're literally just playing a deathmatch lobby, and if the other team has better strats than you or the other team has better aim than you, how are you ever supposed to beat them? And this honestly isn't just a solo queue thing, but especially when we're solo queuing, no wonder you can't rank up, right? Like, of course, you're getting bad teammates, you're getting bad, like, but you're also not doing anything to help yourself. So what do I mean by this? I say this in so many of my videos, and you guys need to check this out. You're not learning how to use defensive smokes. Oh, they're throwing their right side exec, 1 smoke, 2 smoke, they molly triple, the palace guy mollies under bow. Cool. Well, I'm default, all I gotta do is drop 1 smoke down, and now look at how I like ruin their exec in a way, made it really hard. So a lot of us are just like sitting there and we're getting so frustrated because we're facing off against 2 Qs, 3 Qs that are throwing smokes, throwing execs, and we're like, dude, like, I can't compete with this. These guys are nerds and I'm solo queuing, and I'm just like, all you're doing is holding W. All you're doing is sitting in a corner, depending on the player, right? Passive or aggressive players. And you're wondering why you can't rank up, why solo queue is so hard, because you're making it harder than it needs to be. Your teammates already have bad communication because we're not queued together. And then you're also just sitting here and relying on duels, early fights, you die, and then you're angry that your B teammates aren't rotating. Well, you didn't even buy them any time. Of course their rotates are slow. Like, maybe they're not good players, but you're also not giving them any favors. So yes, when you solo queue, you're rolling the dice. You're gonna get bad teammates sometimes. Sometimes you're the bad teammate. Like, let's be real with ourselves. I have 3,400 elo on Facer right now. I'm still climbing, but I am a bad teammate some of my games. I'm a horrible teammate some of my games, right? So if we can't even sit there and admit that we are bad teammates sometimes as well, then we're a lost cause, honestly. Until we can accept that, we're just not going to be able to develop, and our mental is just not going to be where it needs to be. So these are some tips that have really, really helped me in the solo queue grind, just trying to get to the top, playing that sort of thing. I think that a lot of this is obvious, but for a lot of players out there, we're just completely doing this wrong. So I encourage all of us to not solo queue, but if you have to, make the most out of it. And don't be the dude that just sits there and throws the game because, you know, he just doesn't even try to play with the team or make plays for himself or be like whatever it is, right? So yeah, lots of good stuff. But I appreciate all of you guys. Again, I encourage you to watch some of my videos that I posted recently. Lots of great stuff on the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to join my Discord if you want to play with some like-minded people and not have to solo queue. I'd recommend that strongly. But yeah, I'll catch you guys all later. Thanks for being here. Peace out. Peace out.